KO.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys PD and Cal. Say what's up, gents?
What's going on?
Yo, ready to rock.
Today we're talking about DCKO.
All right, we're gonna watch this
DC.
trailer. It's sort of new, so let's see what it looks like.
All right, selector, drop it. I like that bit. I like that last bit. So, hey, Cal, what's your take on that?
Hey, well, no pun intended, but I'm all in. I'm really looking to see. I want to see how they execute this. It's not the first time that Darkseid has tried to take over. I think the first time he actually tried to do that was in Legion of Superheroes. So this is like his regular thing, right? This is almost like Doctor Doom trying to take over the Marvel universe at this point. But they really are acting like this one's for all the marbles. He's already got the. I also like the reverse approach to it, where he's not going to take over the past to take over the future. He's taking over the future and then working his way back. So I don't know if that's been done before to the best of my recollection, but it's a nice touch on the whole thing. And then when they're revealing a little bit more of it, saying, well, okay, this is why we have to. They're trying to give some plausibility for why these guys have to fight, when we know that comic book fans just eat up any type of fight between people of a status. But for myself, I think I'm going to end up reviewing this too. I really want to see how this whole thing plays out. I'm very interested.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. PD, what's up?
Well, I mean, I thought that the Darkseid, I guess he's being buried in there to be revitalized. That was another bit that was in, what was it, Generations. But otherwise, it looks like going to be like the Monstars. Because it doesn't look like they're just going to be fighting heroes. It looks like they're going to be fighting some Monstars, like Space Jam. So, but at the same time, it's going to be serious, and they'll have some cool new villains. So, let's see what happens in here.
That is a pretty big throwback to Monstars. That's a pretty good one.
I don't even know what it is.
You didn't see Space Jam?
I didn't really watch it, no.
Hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em low. They're fighting some big monsters. It looked like it was going to be fighting the other heroes, but now we have
they're still going to be
look like different. They might be morphed or something like that. Like, we got the Joker in here and the Shark.
They're still going to be fighting. They'll still be fighting. Well, it'll be heroes and villains. That's still going to happen. But you still have in the backdrop the other stuff that's going down as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
the art looks fantastic. The art looks fantastic. I mean, as always, it's like, yo, it's killing it. DC just does a good job of doing art on it in general. That's my opinion.
Who's doing the art? Jimenez?
I think it's Jimenez, yeah. Isn't it?
This Javi, isn't it? Javi Fernández.
Javi Fernández.
Fernández, okay.
Scott Snyder and Javi Fernández. And the coloring looks really good too. So I think they're just killing it on all cylinders. But is this the right move right now?
Yes.
They need an event.
Trying to make money.
Yes.
Do an event. Regretfully, I would love if they didn't have to, but they keep doing the events, and the people you know, people
He-
are starting
People
to
keep buying them.
they keep instead of saying, well, what's the story? They're like, nah, give me some more absolute, give me another event. And they people, I mean, the audience was, the blogs were saying that DC, they were following. Well, they shut up Rob Liefeld since you brought him up in the last one. They shut him up. He said DC was closing down. They're not closing down. So you know,
No, DC is not closing down at
he's
all.
one of those guys that, as you would say, pops junk, right? Eat before his chickens are hatched, and then when he found out he's wrong, he pulls back and don't say nothing until the next year or so, and say, "I was right," or 2 years later, "I said right," when he was saying DC was going down since New 52.
No, right. Liefeld's a hater. He's been saying that since he jumped to Marvel in the first when he went to go for X Force. Liefeld will be the guy over here. We finally get like some giant meteor that's going to come and it's going to land and it's going to destroy the Earth. And he's like, "See, I told you DC was going to. Told you they were going to get shut down. See, even the media, even the meteor hates DC. See, I told you." Yeah.
I don't know so much about that.
No, I see. Well, the funny thing is that if you because like when that merger happened between, oh my goodness, it's hard for me to even remember again because I think they switched hands twice. Yeah, and then it switched hands again somehow. So where it was like, okay, I don't remember. It was confusing to me exactly what was going on because it was like it got sold to Discovery and Discovery sold it to like a portion of itself or something. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But at that point, the thing was saying, well, at least the scope, the prognosis was like DC was on life support or something, that the books weren't selling. They were like, if there were 100 titles, 98 of them were Batman. They were just turning out Batman after Batman stuff. And, you know, with some new leadership, it came in and was like, look, we need to protect the brand. What's going on over here? And then it was the same thing Mars said. It's like, well, hey, if we could just get one of these guys to, improve by 10%, that would be pretty good. Is there anybody we could do that with? Oh yeah, Superman. He's like, what? We got this character and we can't improve by 10%. We can't get 10%. So if it had been maybe 3 years ago, I could see, some of the stuff that we talked about in terms of them crossing over with Marvel and such. But DC right now, between All In and the Absolute Universe, I mean, they're doing very good. When Mars told those numbers for the Absolute Universe, 2.5 million copies sold just for the Absolute Universe, and that's not counting. That's just the Absolute Universe. That's a handful of titles, and then you still got your regular universe stuff too. Those are excellent. Those are excellent numbers. So this right here, I think, is a good move for them, as long as they don't make the mistake they did with Rebirth, because Rebirth was working, and then they decided, nah, we got to get Bendis in here. and we're going to give Bendis like his own section of the DC universe too. Oh, man. So right here, they're making all the right moves. This looks like something you should do. You have this overarching storyline of Darkseid, trying to once again conquer the DC universe. You expanded it into another universe in terms of the Absolute. That's working. You still want this universe proper to have a stake in it as well, where the heroes are being pressed. And yeah, I think the idea of DC All In makes a lot more sense than Absolute Power. And as much as I thought Absolute Power didn't make sense, it was successful. That
it was.
It was successful, and to be honest, it wasn't a bad storyline. I didn't think it was a necessary storyline, but it was successful.
It was successful. Definitely, I agree with you on that. But it's what's your take, Pete? Or are we wrapping this up?
I mean, this looks like a big, Rock'em Sock'em type of crossover. You got Darkseid in it. This is everything that, and I mean, similar to Rebirth and what they were doing post New 52 was having a storyline that connects to what was going on. The only problem is that everything, the timing was off on the Doomsday Clock, and then they brought in the lies. Cal's already said, high profile, not just Bendis, but they had John Romita Jr., they had Morrison, and they killed all of those contracts. soon after Didio was gone. They were like, all these contracts is out. This whole wing, the Bendis wing is going down. We're taking this out. So, but at the same time, this is this thing. Everything is they're doing it and they're following through what they planned. They're not losing focus and say, "Hey, issues 1 and 2 were successful. Let's do another series now." And this is what kind of
Mhm.
kills every sort of thing because every time, and I think I was reading up on it like back when Ghost Rider got successful, and they immediately did, um, Spirits of Vengeance. When I understand they had Punisher and they did Punisher War Journal, then they did Punisher Warzone, and obviously the Armory too, which was reprints of all of the quarterly, all of the guns that was in War Journal. They put it into a reprint and it sold too. But it was at a different time when they were trying to do the Ghost Rider. And Ghost Rider was a book that they couldn't cancel in the 70s and 80s until they finally ran out of steam. But at this point, you have something that's rolling, you have an overarching thing, and you don't have Scott Snyder being pulled to TV. So once he gets pulled to TV, like Jeff Johns is looking and saying, "That was me." He said, "I was making all, but I mean, you make a ton of money at television, so it's very good. It's a very good deal, and it probably was the next step for him. But it's kind of ridiculous. He's probably making a editor money and making royalties, and the books are late. So Jeff Johns had to go. They had to give, and he making TV money. And if you direct, or I guess he wrote it. I don't know if writers get it. I know directors get residuals on every episode, but he wrote, I guess, every other episode. So he's his money in the pocket. But yeah, this is say all that to say, this is looks like they're following through with the plan. They said this was gonna have an overarching thing. They haven't even got to bringing the ultimate universe, absolute universe to the regular universe. But that's been hinted. So, and as long as you hold that off, once your sales might dip, then you can always go back to it. But then they're already playing these crossovers, which is saying that if they don't get money from the regular stuff, they'll get money from these crossovers. So,
They're going to get money, period.
Well,
Everything.
I just read the comic. It's Absolute Evil, and Absolute Evil is where you have the bad guys get together, in essence, becoming the Justice League of America. All right, so
The bad guys get together and become the Justice League?
they're becoming the Justice League. Yeah,
The bad guys.
the bad guys. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they kill Green Arrow viciously.
again,
So yeah, he's out of the book, so it's probably going to be Speedy taking over his mantle. But yeah, all the bad guys get together to talk about what they can do with these appearances of heroes and people. Like Wonder Woman is considered a huge threat because um not because of her power, because the soldiers and police on the ground just follow whatever she tells them to do. And they're like, whoa, 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 we can't be letting that happen. So
Hey,
the problem is that I don't know this lineup is enough. You know, I'm wondering like why did they choose these characters? You know, I think it would have been better if they would have done a lottery, or hell, just have a royal.
what do you mean lottery?
Ask some of these characters, like ask people who would you want
No,
to
no,
win.
no, oh no, 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 no. We did that already. It does no, it doesn't no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. No, no, can't do it.
There's too many characters, bro. There's just so many characters because everybody can tell you, look, you know, like where's Zatanna, right? She should be
She,
there.
she's on the other page.
Oh, she is.
yeah,
Yeah, she's right there.
got her.
Oh,
Yeah, she's not gonna make it, but yeah.
we'll see. All right.
I
Yeah,
mean, you
dude.
can't do it. You can't do it by. Unfortunately, you can't do this the Democratic way because every time they've done it the Democratic way, one, people don't like the result, and two, they realize we shouldn't have done. We shouldn't have done that. What was the first one? Hey, we'll make a 900 number. Let's see if Robin lives or Robin dies. They'll never kill Robin. They killed him. Oh wow. So what do we do now? We do the story. No, no, no. Wait a minute. We can't let go of this. That's an imprint, or rather imprint. That's a trademark. We can't let go of that. What are we gonna do? And then he ends up back anyway. What was the other one? Oh yeah, we're gonna do DC versus Marvel, and the fans are gonna get to vote on who beats who. So we got Wolverine beating Lobo. How the heck did that happen? Okay, it became a popularity. It became a popularity contest. The Marvel characters were more popular. The Marvel characters won the majority of the fights. With the Marvel won every fight with the exception of two: Captain America versus Batman, Superman versus Hulk. They won all the other ones, even if it didn't make a lot of sense that they won.
Got it. Okay, kind of makes sense. So hey, if you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe.
Oh
Spin
man.
rack.
Hey, hold on. I'm just looking at this quickly. Yeah, most of these guys are not going to make it. Not on this page. Yeah, you can pretty much take out the entire lower row and most of the upper row. Then maybe like two people from here make it. Then you go to the next page and you see whatever it is. But yeah, most of these guys, that's the only thing I would say. It's almost like they put some of the guys here, like, who can we afford to lose a fight? Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Spin rack out.